Hey, wanted to give a little bit of help here on this lab learning activity. So we did this lab in class. I'm going to click the document, click. So we measured the empty container with the solid before we heated it, with the solid after we heated it. So this was the lightest. This is when it's heaviest, and after we heat it, it actually gets lighter. So that's important to note right here. If we want to know how much solid there is, we have to subtract the crucible out. So we would have used these two numbers right here. If I want to know how much product there was, I think about, well, how much at the end minus that. So it's those two outside ones is what gives me this. And then once I know these two things, what did I start with? What did I end with? That tells me subtract those for how much oxygen's released. Down here, I was just using my grams of this to moles, my grams of this to moles, and it tells us what to use there. And then I should have moles of both of those, and I should be able to do a mole ratio, divide by the smallest number of moles. For the percent composition, we are just thinking the amount of X over the whole amount, the amount of O over the whole amount. So we're using those same numbers again. Right here, it has us do another empirical formula. It's the same idea from up here. We go amount to moles and divide by a smaller amount. So we've got all of that. But right here, we're doing the same idea. So like each one has different data, but these are just our subtractions. The mass of this, the mass of this. So think about what I just showed you and what you did on yours to get those. So it's just some subtractions of these values. Here, once again, different data, empirical formula. You've got those two steps. We are a couple steps here for sure. So, but you're going through those same steps. Write down the numbers. Empirical formula means, okay, I have to do my subtractions to get my grams. I have to go grams to moles, and then I have to do my ratio. So you're going to do that. Percent composition. That's just like down here. But once again, you're going to have to do your subtractions first. So it's a new set of numbers. Write them down. But it should match up exactly with what you did on the lab. You just got to match up the same sets of data, what gets subtracted by what gets divided, and why. Down here, we're thinking about, would it make it bigger? Would it make it smaller? What's really important is, would that make that last value a bigger number or a smaller number? And if that last value, whoopsie daisy here, is a bigger or smaller number, what does that mean? So I know that that's a lot, but always there's just a little, that connection of, you do exactly what you did right here. Go ahead and on this paper, redo the lab calculation or redo the calculations for the Canvas assignment right next to the ones you did for the lab so that they really click in and make sense.